G'day golfers. Ever found yourself redirecting blame and making excuses after having an absolute shocker on a golf course? I know that I have. Range was closed, I was a little cold, didn't warm up, I hit it in those 3 old divots. Then we have the podcast for you. We focus on how to fundamentally own your swing. Strike it pure and consistently shoot in the 70s. Be it if you're a weekend hack, retired and playing daily, a school phenom, or a tour professional. We present and discuss facts and physics pertaining to golf, trying to keep our ego and opinion at bay. We dispel myths such as keep your head down, bend your knees, or my all-time favourite, game improvement irons. So stop drinking that mythical Kool-Aid and have a sip of ours. I think you'll find it both inspiring and refreshing. I'm Scott Young, founder of Swing, PGA professional and ex-tour player. And together with physical therapist Dr. Sean Joyce, welcome to Pivot the Path. G'day golfers and good morning, SJ.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing well.
Excellent. How was the trip up? Nice 85 today in New York City.
Beautiful. I come up the west side, which if anyone's around New York City, it's really pretty this time of year. All the flowers are out, the trees.
Yeah. Busy? People running, jogging?
Not too many this early, but like last night on the way home, it's chaos. So I'm on the bike path, which is nice, but it's like it looks like Penn Station on the walking path.
Bikers, rollerbladers. Do we have any
Walkers,
of the 80
people with their dogs?
80 headbands, socks up?
I feel like rollerblades are making a comeback.
Nice.
See people with the knee pads, the elbow pads,
Nice.
going for it. It looks kind of fun. I haven't rollerbladed in years.
I always chuckle. As you know, we're learning to ski, our family, and I can't ski with my knees, so I snowboard and I'm a surfer. And I'd always got a chuckle when everyone goes and puts their cushion on their ass and you get all the tourists who've never snowboarded and they literally just sit on their butt all the time. And
and they can't even sit there for dinner later on. Yeah, they're so sore.
So I love the rollerblade look down the West Highway. And since we live down there, they've done a ton on those piers, right? There's putt, there's parks, there's soccer.
It's awesome. Sand volleyball, little lookouts, places to sit. It's really well done.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, beautiful. So if you're coming to New York City, come down the West Highway and the skyline.
Always nice.
Yeah, always nice.
Yeah, can't go wrong.
What a week. News from the fairways.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Mind blown. Where do we start? We've got to give kudos to Miss Korda.
Yeah, back on the horse
Korda,
again.
Just LPGA. Just
6 wins and 7 starts.
Yeah. Just shout out for number 6. She's just remarkable. Unfortunately, it got eliminated with the noise of the PGA, which we're going to get to. But she played out in Liberty National, which is just over the Hudson River from New York City in Jersey, and I've played there a bunch. It's a good track. It's owned by Fireman, the chap who sold the Reebok empire.
Oh, really?
Yep, and probably one of the best, most beautiful ranges you'll ever see because you're hitting balls and then you're hitting balls this way, but just to your left is this New York City skyline.
Maybe a good day to be a lefty out there.
Great. A lefty could hit balls and watch the skyline.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Awesome. Actually, they're very well picked up. So we got to get out there and we're going to try and get SJ into 450 golf courses over the next couple of years. We've got a
Sounds
few
good. Yeah, we got a ways to go.
Course is a little boring. Course is a little bit. Yeah,
okay, I watched on TV when they had a PGA event last year.
It's good. It's good.
I mean, I think when you're watching on TV, you just see the city in the back, so it's cool.
But there's a par 3. I think it's 15. From memory, it's like a little 9-iron. It's about 140 yards. Yeah. And the city's like right there. Yeah. It's really
Now,
cool.
when you went and shot the initial, I think, promotional video for Swing, was it out there?
That was at Bayonne. So Bayonne's right next door, and it's a very different facility. I think it's probably one of the top 20 courses in the country personally.
Really?
I just absolutely love it. Eric owns and was the designer and owner of Bayonne. His engineering feat they put in rail cars to build up this swampy area.
Yeah.
It's extremely short.
Okay.
The range isn't great, although I think it's good enough. You can hit 7 irons. Yeah. But the course is, very rarely do you see another golf hole, which I love.
Okay, cool.
And it's just quirky. And I know people who don't like it. I think it's remarkable.
So you got to shape it both ways.
Got to shape it both ways. Right on the water.
All right.
And it's got a ton of class and sophistication. It's pretty cool.
Looks cool. I've only passed it on the ferry going to Silver Lake Golf Course, which is maybe a step or two down from there.
So, there's some good tracks here. So, Nelly, like just power to you.
Yeah.
And Aussie came second. She's playing well, but Nelly Korda, my golly gosh.
Yeah, the hottest streak in golf right now.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah,
for a while.
Yeah, when Scottie was on his, and then now here we are to the PGA. A little
so
bit
the
of drama
PGA,
going on.
oh my golly gosh! Unless you've been living under a rock, we had one of the most amazing starts to an event.
Yeah.
So quick backup, we weren't there, so we're not going to comment on what went down, whether he's in the right or the wrong. But Scottie Scheffler got arrested.
Yeah.
He's coming third or whatever he's doing. He's 5 or 6 under. He's then getting to the golf course early. Unfortunately, there was an accident where someone lost their life, so that's very serious.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was chaotic. It's dark. The sun hasn't even come up. Something went wrong.
Yeah.
And he's in jail.
Locked up.
Before
he's got a tea time in an hour.
He's hitting off. So serious.
It's just insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
What's the takeaway? He's so mentally strong. If that was me, I don't mind saying, if that was me, I would have been rattled. As much as I love working on my sports psych, I don't know if I had the skills to actually deal with that. That's a pretty traumatic. That's insane. I mean, to come out and shoot 6 under.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about warm up the other week, and that's not the warm up I recommend.
He's warming up in a jail cell.
It's absolutely nuts.
Insane.
But he came out and he had a pretty awesome round that day. Now he didn't carry the steam through the weekend, but
so I have a theory on that. And we talk about the arousal and adrenaline dump, and Pop, my father-in-law, Rosie's dad, talks about this a lot. Obviously, he and the powerhouse, nuclear powerhouse, when there were emergencies like meltdown emergencies, or changing course to avoid, he would actually say to his staff, now, as the adrenaline is kicking in, and any firefighters, police officers, which gets back to what happened with Scottie Scheffler, when the adrenaline is kicking in, your body does dump. And it actually is a scientific fact that your body goes into hibernation mode after such an adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
My opinion is that Scottie, the adrenaline was pumping from when he got out of the cell to when he's warming up. He has 6 under.
Yeah.
By that night, he must have been shattered. And I think the next day he was just fatigued.
It's hard to stay at such a high level.
Yeah.
And I had also seen, he had his first round that was over par in 41 rounds.
Insane.
Since June of 2023 was the last time he was over par.
Yeah.
And he didn't have his caddy for one of the days.
Yeah, he's back. He was back at his daughter's graduation.
So, and I just found it interesting. Yeah, I mean, I know that the caddies are a huge part of the players, and them having a good mojo together is huge. But did you ever have a consistent caddy?
No, I wasn't on main tour. Me, you're looking at him.
You are the caddy.
I am the caddy.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we actually played last Thursday, just to pivot as we do here. We talked about this week. I find it very uncomfortable playing on a caddy golf course when someone. So I had caddies who, like my brother used to caddy when he could, and people who knew me.
Yeah.
But when you and I played at Stanwich, shout out Stanwich Golf Club, just a phenomenal golf course. Yeah, very cool. Very solid. But I don't enjoy when someone's caddying for me and I'm standing on a tee and he's halfway down the fairway, which is very northeast golf, by the way.
Yeah.
Northeast, for those who are listening around the world, the northeast golf community is largely based around a caddy program. And as an Aussie who we never had caddies, I've been here 17 years, but still weird to me.
Yeah.
I like to carry my own club. I really do. I love carrying my own bag. I think that's what the essence of golf is.
Yeah.
So when you're standing on a par 4 and there's you, myself, and JL, and I want to hit 2-iron, but my bag's 300 yards away.
Yeah.
I find that very uncomfortable.
Yeah, so it's kind of, and they're just being proactive, but you finish on the green, they know, okay, par 5's coming up. They'll hand you your driver walking off the green, and then they're heading on their way down. And so you hit driver. But,
Or if you want to, so I play the round of golf, which we're going to get to in the next couple of episodes. I play a round of golf backwards. I like to have 100 meters, 111 yards in my hand, my wedge, and I then work backwards. So if I'm playing a par 4, I hit it about 310. If I can knock it on the green, like the first thing, I knocked it just front edge.
Yeah,
I'll hit driver. But if I don't, I lay it way back to 100 meters. But if he's giving me driver and I want to hit 3-iron, then we're stuffed.
That's what you got. Yeah.
So caddies is funny to answer the question.
It's a little bit different. Yeah. I haven't played with caddies a whole lot either, but man, it was a sweet course out there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That was really, really nice.
In pristine condition.
Oh, it was amazing.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
And we had a good day.
Had a good day. How'd you play? What'd you take away?
I feel like I had a lot of good misses. Managed that pretty well.
Yeah, managed it well.
Not the crispest days. Hit some good drives.
Really good drives.
Irons were a little here and there, but it's funny. You just come back to the same stuff. So get into the right glute, load that up. Really steep on the back.
Do you remember the drive you hit on before the par 3? It was like 14, water both sides. We had a really nice moment. So SJ's a guy, and have we talked about coming in perpendicular yet?
A bit, I believe.
Yes, we talked about alignment, but Sean comes in front of the perpendicular and aims way right. And we talked about it, and same with Jake. And we talked about it, and so I was aiming right too. I was asking SJ, where am I aiming? Where am I aiming? One hole, my takeaway from you was one hole, and whenever we do a playing lesson, unfortunately, I'm like a little terrier. I'm always in your face. I'm like, every hole we play and every shot we play, whoever we play with, our members in here, where are you starting the ball and what type of flight are you hitting? Always. Where does it start? How does it curve? And you hit this shot on that 15th or the 14th par 4, water both sides, and it was, in my book, perfection. Stood behind SJ, where are you hitting it? I'm starting it at the rock, hitting the draw.
Yeah.
You pictured it, practiced it, played it, perfected it. And I was like, damn, dude, you've got this.
Like, you do that every time.
Yeah, you hit some really good golf shots.
Yeah, it was good. And I think it just comes back to the process every time, too. It's like when you make a decision, you believe it's going to go that way, and then you just step up and do it. It all goes well. But one shot, you lose that process.
With your par 3, remember I always get people, if they're trying to hit a par 3 flag, to come into the golf swing down the target line. You were having a practice swing way left, and you said to me, shit, I forgot it again.
Yeah, so you get off your process. One swing's all it takes. And usually that's where the bad shots creep in. But again, it's always nice when you're like, I don't need to break down my entire swing. Just need to focus on that.
We don't talk any technique
couple
on the
little
golf
things.
course.
And so it was great.
Alignment. So that leads us to, what was your takeaway from the PGA?
You know, I was really enjoying the birdie fest going on, kind of middle of the last round.
So for those who didn't see it, the last 9 holes, 12 holes.
Yeah.
Who was it?
So it was Hovland, DeChambeau, and Scheffler.
Schauffele going ballistic. And
they were just birdieing everything for a streak of the kind of the tail end of the front 9. Leading into the back 9. And then it kind of leveled off a little bit score-wise, and it came down to the end, which was awesome. But it was cool to see them going after. Like, someone's going to go win this tournament.
It was awesome to see that. Look, let's backpedal a little bit. Scottie Scheffler's in jail. All of a sudden, as soon as that story broke, and this is not meant to be a negative thing, but Tiger eliminated. There was no talk of Tiger. And I just love that. Not from a, he's not current anymore. He's simply not current. And it was lovely that for the first time, my opinion, in a golf major or any golf tournament, he wasn't a factor. And I'm hoping we can just now move on.
Yeah.
Because Schauffele played beautifully. As you said, Schauffele, Hovland, and Bryson, that was the last 10 holes was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
It was why we watch
so
professional sport.
Yeah, and it's cool. I mean, there was plenty of drama and excitement in the tournament without needing, any big name to kind of sustain it. So
it was really cool. For me, a couple of shout outs to the PGA of America. I loved, as watching the broadcast, they had snapshots of golf pros explaining shots. So I think the post-production or pre-production, the pre-production was some smart bugger somewhere said, why don't we have our PGA members playing the shots that these people will play? We'll film a bunch of them. I presume they filmed like 50.
Yeah.
And then they had the person on mic, and then they were apparently miking up, oh, Sean's just hit it into the left rough, or he's standing with the ball below his feet in the bunker and he's in the left rough. Here's how to play that shot. And then they would go to him playing it, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
So I really liked how the PGA gave the customer hey, SJ's about to play this high bunker shot. This is how you play it on the golf course. And then he plays it in real time. I thought that was really cool. So I enjoyed that someone's trying to make a difference on the broadcast. That was cool to me.
Learn a few things along the way.
Yeah, learn a few things. I thought Schauffele just brilliant to win, finally. American culture's very hard on their golfers. They don't like this guy. And I'm like, he seems awesome. Seems a lovely bloke.
He's been so close so many times. We finally cracked it.
Yeah.
Won the major. And
people had written him off, but he was phenomenal.
But he was there last week at the Wells Fargo, second place. He's had so many top 5, top 10 finishes. It's good to see him pull it off.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens next major.
Yeah, see where he goes with it. And Bryson there again was pretty awesome to watch. I just love watching him bomb balls.
I think Bryson I personally love everything about him. He's aggressive. I thought his comment after the event was interesting. They said, "How did you play?" And he said, "Well, I didn't bring my A game." And I'm like, dude, you've just shot 20 under, the second lowest round ever in a major, and it wasn't your A game. So let's get back to Rory. Here's the difference, I think, and I don't know Rory or Bryson, but here's the difference between both of them. I think Bryson believed that. I firmly believe that wasn't an arrogant comment. I don't know him. I've never met him, but he certainly met Rory. Rory seems like a really good dude. But Bryson, I think, firmly believed that he didn't bring his A game. I'm like, dude, you shot 20 under.
Yeah.
Whereas Rory doesn't appear to have that self-belief.
Yeah.
Even though he's physically brilliant. And so God knows what happens if Bryson brings his A game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I was kind of secretly hoping for a playoff just to see more golf.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was if you win it on a birdie on the last hole, then hey.
And Schauffele's rescue out of the bunker with his feet out of the bunker, face in the bunker. Sorry, other way around. He was standing in the bunker and the ball was out of the bunker.
Yeah, way above his feet.
And with water down the right, when he's got to aim right because he's going to hook the ball.
Yeah.
To me, that was probably the shot of the event.
Pretty gutsy, yeah.
Pretty gutsy. And it just shows you the self-belief that he had in that moment, which I think is a caddy thing as well. Again, when the ball's above your feet, the ball's going to hook. But he can't hook it too far left because he needs to get up and down to make birdie to win.
Yeah.
And the water's all down the right. And it's sitting in rough. I mean, that's a really difficult shot. And he just ripped it. And I just thought, mate, awesome to you. Like, that's a ballsy shot, self-belief, and his heart rate must have been going through the roof.
Yeah, I'm sure. And I think he must have been aware where he stood. I mean, tied on the last hole.
Absolutely.
In any of the events you played, they have big scoreboard up. Are you paying attention much to the score?
I didn't, but I think if you're a winner, I think – sound like an American then. Yeah,
that was familiar.
Easy up. I would like to believe that he should have known. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you always want to play each shot on its merit, but it's a major. You haven't won one.
Yeah.
I'm thinking his caddy's like, buddy, we need to make 4.
Yeah, they're not going to go, hey, we got to lay up and just cruise in for par. And
I think it's how mentally you are. If you're a person who is in the bubble like a Nelly Korda, maybe you don't. But a Bryson DeChambeau, I would articulate that he knows exactly where it is at all times.
Yeah, he wants the data.
I mean, the stepping off of his putts, I think that's too technical, which kind of leads me to a question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you saw the Tiger, Adam Scott, and Keegan Bradley group the first 2 days. And Colin Morikawa in the last round, but throughout the tournament. Those guys are Aimpoint golfers. And for you of you out there who do know about Aimpoint, it's a geometry method of using your fingers and eye line and using your feet to judge gradient and then gauging your fingers to create an apex of the putt. So if I'm putting from A to B and it's a left to right putt, I stand halfway down the putt and get a feel of my feet of which foot's higher. You asked me if I've ever done it. For whatever reason, I've got good eyes and can judge, gradient and greens really well. But for those who can't, I believe it's an eye dominance thing. It's not a talent. You can learn to do it, but it's difficult. But those boys, Adam Scott and Keegan, they were walking all over each other's lines, and it's so clunky and it's so technical.
So slow.
And it's very slow. And then Colin in the last round didn't look like making a putt. And he appeared to, and I haven't been watching a ton of Colin Morikawa, but he appeared to get very aim point on the last 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And I don't know who the commentator was. I believe it was Scott Verplank. And he would constantly say, and I really liked his commentary actually, but he'd constantly say, oh, dude, this is so technical.
Yeah.
there's no art in putting when you're aim pointing, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
And Morikawa he seems like, again, such a great fella, but there was no fluidity.
Yeah, putter was really cold that last round.
Really cold.
So he started in the last group, tied for the lead, and just wasn't really there all day.
I mean, Scottie and Keegan, the time it took for those two to play, I could imagine Tiger getting pissed off. He's like, fellas, just putt your putt.
Yeah, let's go.
Because when they were on the similar putting line, they would straddle each other's putts, and it was almost clunky. I was like, dude, just hit a putt already.
Yeah.
It got so slow. So for all those golfers out there, mate, don't read too much into putting. We look at it like from point A to point B. I look at the front of the hole where the ball is entering the hole, and then I work backwards, and we'll get into this. We've done a little bit on the putt aim and so forth. But when you start aim pointing and it gets clunky and time and too technical.
Yeah, so just be like, well, we were talking about it around at Stanwich with Jake. Just be like Jake, just drain everything.
Holy Lecky. Jake Lecky, again, shout out to Hudson Sutler
roll the rock, man.
Lecky can roll the rock.
Yeah, it's fun to watch.
He must have had about 25 putts on the round of golf.
It just looks like he steps up. He can see it going in, and then he just about does it.
Yeah, there's no aim point. There's
super
no
smooth.
fingers.
Yeah, he's just a natural.
So when you're playing this weekend, next couple of weeks, please get rid of all the technique with your putting. Where's my alignment? Where do I like to start the putt and just feel it?
Yeah.
I found Scottie and Keegan's aim point nauseating, and then Colin was so technical.
Yeah, it seems like a bit much for the everyday golfer, and then also for pace of play.
So slow. Tiger must have been scoring away. And how did our boys do? Will Zalatoris, he came tied 43rd minus 6.
Yep.
And Mingwu.
6 under. Minwoo Lee, strong.
Solid.
26th, he was tied for 9 under. So good to see those guys. That's a solid finish there.
It was just an amazing event. It was such a great event. I thought the whole Valhalla looked absolutely
amazing.
Spectacular.
The fans seemed really into it. Great showing.
And they were 10, 15 deep each hole.
Yeah.
Just an awesome event. So shout out PGA of America.
Yeah, pretty sweet. That was a really good major. So.
British Open, US Open. Let's hope they're in the same kind of held in good regard.
Yeah, we got Pinehurst for the US Open.
Yeah, that's going to be a solid round of golf.
Yeah, it's going to be
awesome.
The
Live guys did okay.
Yeah.
Live guys did okay.
Yeah, pretty strong. Have you been out to Pinehurst?
I have never played Pinehurst.
I'm shocked.
One of the courses I have not played. That and Augusto is on the to-do list. Pinehurst, 11 courses now?
I think they just released another course or two. So I think,
And Pine Valley. I haven't been to Pine Valley either.
Also heard really nice.
Pine Valley's not far from us. It's only about an hour and a half, maybe not even. So Pinehurst, North Carolina, and Pine Valley, New Jersey. 2 courses I would love to play.
Yeah. We'll have to go do it.
Have you done Pinehurst or Pine Valley?
Neither. So.
Yeah, we're slowly ticking them off in the Northeast here.
We'll keep playing and we'll keep reporting.
Keep playing, keep reporting. Look, beauty golfers, thanks for listening to Pivot the Path. And remember, you can absolutely own your swing with the work you put into your game off the golf course.
Yep. So thank you all for listening. Again, if you know anybody needs a few tips and wants to get on board, share it, please. We appreciate it.
And we'll get back to a little bit of technique next week.
Absolutely.
Keep golfing.
Take care.